Hey guys, it's Paul and Rey with the No Color Thick Skin podcast. We are so excited to be joining you once again with our episode number 22. Can you believe that?
2-2, baby. Emmett Smith. Yeah.
I mean, we are rolling with the episodes this year, and this is like our second episode this year.
Yeah.
And a good episode it will be. We're really excited about the topics that we're going to be talking about, and we're very pumped. Big time,
man. I'm ready to jump into this thing with you, my man. We have a lot to discuss. But before we jump into our deals, man, happy Valentine's Day. It's been, we got the Valentine's coming up, man. How's your week been with the fam, with all the love in the air and all that good stuff?
It's been really good. It's been really good. Valentine's Day kind of took me by surprise, if I'm being honest. That being said, I didn't have a whole lot of money. Okay. I didn't have a whole lot of money to spend on the thing. So I had to go for
the thought
frugal.
That counts.
No, well, yeah. But also like the frugal things like, going with the less expensive flowers, just try to show, hey, this I still got you some.
Got you some. Hey, this is yours.
Some chocolates and stuff like that.
This is
so
yours.
This year, my wife got the kids and me some chocolates, and I got the flowers. And I did get some compliments on the flowers that I got my wife.
Okay, all right.
And I did make the bouquet myself.
All right.
So,
all right. Real good with your hands and putting all that stuff together, huh? The florist on the side. Okay, all right. I keep learning all these new different unique qualities that you have about yourself, Paul.
I wouldn't call myself a florist. I have picked myself off the floor a few times. But
boom ting.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's terrible.
Gotcha.
I've got better ones, guys. And I'm also taking my wife out to dinner for Thanksgiving for Valentine's Day today. So
nice.
That's what we're doing. How about you? What are you guys doing?
That is a holiday that I do not subscribe to. I worked, and that was about all I did on Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine's, I didn't do anything. So for me, it was just a normal day. But my week, man, it's been a pretty jam-packed week for me, though. I guess I'll start by, man, I had a out-of-town burial. So I had a service where I had to go out of town for a family. So whenever, wherever you live, you don't necessarily have to, be buried there, or, that doesn't have to be your final disposition in that place. Some people like to go back home where they're from, or a lot of people have family plots, or they go back to the small town. And so that's something I had to do this week. I had to make a trek all the way to the western part of Texas, and
middle of nowhere, right?
It had actually snowed over the weekend. So it's like I'm leaving Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm going all the way to the western part of Texas, and I'm in snow right now. And so I'm like, what in the world? So I messed my shoes up pretty good, but I got them clean, so we're all fine. But it's just so crazy that just in that 6-hour drive, just how different you can be in different areas. So
especially in Texas,
staying in Texas, just going 6 hours this way, and there's snow. It's snow on the ground, icy and all that. So, but it was a beautiful service. The family had a great time, and they were very thankful for us for doing that. And it was just one of those things that it doesn't happen too often, but I was glad I was able to work with the family all the way through. Unfortunately, I also lost an old coworker, and I went to his visitation and his funeral this week. He affectionately called me his twin brother, and I always told him that he was the good-looking twin. I was the not-so-good-looking twin, but we're going to miss that guy. He passed away last week, and it was nice to see a lot of my former coworkers who I worked with over the years. They came and showed some support. So it was somber, but he had been going through a lot of health problems and troubles with health wise, and we just know that he's not in pain anymore. So we'll miss him. So we're gonna miss you, Bobo. And today I actually attended a college fair out at Hebron. Yeah, so there was a HBCU college fair out at Hebron, and it was very, very nice. The kids were inspired, and there were a lot of people from a lot of the historical Black colleges and universities all around that came and had representation there. And it was a beautiful event. And at the end, they played the hip-hop anthem of all HBCU, swag surfing. So we got to do a little swag surfing at the end. And yeah, it was great. I almost tore my whole ACL. But you know what? We had a great time, baby. So
it would have been worth it.
It would have been worth it. It would have been worth it. So, but that was my week, man. So yeah, it's been up and down for me, up and down. So I know work-wise, you've been having a few things going on. So if you want to dibble dab and talk a little bit about, or you got the floor, my friend.
Oh, I don't really want to get into it, but yeah. I will say, when you're, what can I say? Everything in life is a learning experience.
That is true.
And
that is true.
Sometimes you have to learn the hard way, and you just hope that yourself and people around you that have to learn hard things are just figuring out a way to not do that again. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that for everybody out there, including myself, let's learn the hard way once if we have to.
I think it's they say smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others, right? Let's use a little more wisdom, you folks. So let's be wise so that we can not have those things happen to us. But
yeah. Exactly. What can I say? I love where I work. I love the people that I get to work with, and my customers and all that. I manage a store, and boy, it's sometimes it's super fun. Sometimes it's really difficult. This week was a mesh of all the things, but that's okay. It's just a part of life, having to go through difficult things. If difficult things never happen, then it'd be a world full of soft people.
A whole lot of softies out there.
Yeah. But anyways, so did you catch the game?
Oh, you talking about the big game?
The big game?
Oh yeah, man. So we saw the Super Bowl week, man. Yeah, sure did. That was Kansas City taking on San Francisco.
Okay, that's all we need to know about that.
All right, and we're done. Over.
The boys weren't in there? Okay.
Oh, man, don't get my heart yanked out of my... Don't do it to me, man. But,
yeah, that hurt.
So, Kansas City, it was, the odds of them getting to the Super Bowl again just didn't look all that great during the regular season. But, hey, they got there, and... they put on a great performance, man. It was the first half and the second half were such night and day, man. Just when, just the game itself was insane. But even, before, the starting of the game, just seeing all the celebrities and the people who were there, and, they, do as normal, the national anthem was sung, and
right.
They broadcast that. So Reba McEntire, I mean, I'm gonna say it was mid. It was okay. I mean, she did all right. And then
she, I mean, how? What's the best way to say that one? I didn't think that one through.
Yeah.
Okay, she is so. She had an amazing performance considering all the things.
Right.
However, there were also some really good talents, other good talents there too.
Hey, yeah, for sure. And I mean, Post Malone, he was there. He sang "America the Beautiful."
Surprisingly great, I thought.
Post, I don't understand why people sleep on Post Malone. Like his actual
ability.
He's a musician. Like he really is a musician. he can sing, he plays instruments. You really have to give a lot of respect to Posty. I know a lot of people find it controversial that he kind of started out with the rap and then did the crossover deal. Hey, let it go. Just let that man be who he wants to be and put the music out that he wants to put out. But he is a musician, and we should respect him for that. He did great. And then the young lady, Andrea Day, she sang Lift Every Voice and Sing. And a lot of you all may or may not know that Lift Every Voice and Sing is actually the African-American national anthem. And that causes a little controversy when people hear that, unfortunately. But I think she did because it's supposed to be America, baby.
Do you want to get into that?
Hey, it's just America, baby. It's not, we're not supposed to have.
Hey, we're not divided no more.
We ain't doing all that. You stick to this song.
You have this thing and we have this thing. Now we got the same things now.
No, and unfortunately, there was a time where, certain people were not allowed to be seen in the light of the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem, and there was another song that some gentlemen they wrote, I believe in like in 1900, and that was the Lift Every Voice and Sing, and I believe in 1917 it became the African American Negro spiritual national
anthem. How's it go? Everybody out there wants to know how it goes.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings with a harmony.
But we want you to sing it though.
Lift every voice and sing. That's it. So the song it's known by some, but a lot of people don't even know that that's a song that exists. And so I saw online a lot of people were spewing a lot of hate at the song, and I just don't understand why we're still in that place. But that's neither here nor there. We can talk about that at some other point. But I thought that those individuals, they did what they were supposed to do, and there were no problems with that. So. But like we said, the game was slow in the beginning. I took a nap, I think in the first quarter, unfortunately. And, second half picked up, and, they got Patrick Mahomes is something else. So he got them back-to-back championships, and, they're going to see if they can do a three-peat. So we'll have to see next year if they can be the first team ever to win the Super Bowl 3 years in a row.
Okay, so how much do you buy into things being rigged?
No,
not even a little bit.
I mean, so how can we have things rigged? Like, and
I don't
nobody's
know.
Talking. It's like how many people? You can't.
There was one call. I know there was one call that was really sketchy.
So you can. Okay, now I'll. Okay, go ahead.
And there was one more thing where they changed it down. They were at second. What was it? Doggone it. You didn't see this?
I don't know. I'm not sure about this one.
If you go on Google, you'll see plenty of people talking about this because they changed it was like second down and they like reversed it back to first or something. Yeah.
Huh.
And I was
I have to look at that. I have to look. Now I'll say, are mistakes can mistakes be made? Yes. These are human beings. Yeah. So if I tug on pause and they don't see it, yeah. Right. I mean, and then all the cameras show that me tugging on him, but they didn't get a pass interference.
Sure.
Okay, that happens.
Well, that's
sometimes.
normal.
That's normal. But to say that there's a script of, hey, we're going to do all this and we're going to do all that, and no, I just can't see it because there are too many moving parts, and then there are too many people who talk too doggone much. So it's going to get out. Like somebody's going to say something. So
I think I saw Taylor Swift doing a chant on the sidelines or something though. She was like,
okay.
But Kelsey, Travis Kelce, and you got Taylor Swift, and now and you got Big Pharma behind Kelsey, and you got listen, hear me out. And then on Taylor Swift, you got who's the guy that bought all of her stuff?
Scooter Braun.
No.
He was the guy who was over the record company who bought her music. You saying?
Yeah, but there was a whole bunch of money that came from. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm so ill prepared. with this. Who's the guy that backed Germany and the United States long time ago? That he's like a big financier guy.
You got me, buddy.
He bought a bunch of her music.
Okay.
And she even went on. I think she went on some kind of award show and said something about how he bought a lot of her music, and he's been somebody that's funded things that are questionable. I'm totally joking about things being rigged, but there is weird stuff out there in the world.
Listen, like
and this
at the end of the day, you have to understand that there are only so many primetime players. When I say primetime players, I mean these ultra billionaires who they have their hands in multiple different things. So it's almost as if, like, if I were the mayor of, let's say, hey, I'm the mayor of Pineville, and at Pineville, I have my son work at the water plant, and then I have one of my daughters work at the trash place, and then I have my other daughter, she's working at this portion, and then my nephew is there. I want all four of those entities to do well because I have some type of association with them. So if all four entities of them are doing well, then that means that we're doing great, right? So these billionaires who have pharma, who have oil, who are in water control, who are in all these different these spaces, they want those spaces to win. So yeah, they're going to do maybe some questionable things that that we see, but they're just trying to win in whatever arena it is that they're in. Hey, we're going down a pretty big rabbit hole. This is a rabbit hole that we're going down that's pretty thick. I'm going to bring this thing back on to where we need it to be. But Patrick Mahomes, like I said, he's getting praise for what it is that he did. I think he's a great leader, and I'm not a hater. I want him to be successful and great and have all of that. But I think the overtime rules we need to look at those. I don't think a lot of the guys on San Francisco, they didn't even know the new overtime rules, which is wild. Y'all getting paid millions of dollars and y'all don't even know that changes have happened. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not here
didn't know.
Listen, I'm not here to point fingers at nobody. But I think knowing your profession and knowing that there's some rule changes, anywho. But the game, 22-25, they did great. We'll see if they can do a three-peat. But what we were all waiting for, all of us individuals born in the 1900s, what we was waiting for was that boy, Usher Raymond, okay? That halftime show. Usher Raymond coming out and doing his thing. How'd you feel about seeing Mr. Usher on that big stage, man?
Ooh, I was telling Ray, it felt like I was going down a time machine. Cause like as he's changing the songs that he's singing, it's just like, oh my gosh.
Ooh,
I know what I was doing. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you got it bad when you're on the phone. Call right back. Yeah. And that's definitely, oh my gosh, that brought back so many memories.
So many memories.
And then all the artists that.
Well, hold on. Let's give Usher his flowers.
Oh
man.
man,
Usher is. I mean, he is one of those guys, man. Yeah.
Captivating.
I don't know what some individuals were wanting to speak negative, like, oh, do y'all think Usher has enough hits? Do y'all think Usher is going to be able to do this? I'm sitting here and I'm like, are y'all crazy? Like, this is USHERRAYMOND. Usher Raymond. This is the dude. Like, it's 7:00 on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. Everybody knows this, right? Like, this guy is absolutely amazing. And he's the great thing he did was that for the preparation, having that residency in Vegas, right? Doing all those shows, perfecting his craft. I mean, the guy was so on point. Everything was crisp. It was just greatness. I mean, he sang live. He sang everything, and he sounded amazing. Choreography on point. Just, man, it was. He was amazing.
I was listening to see if he was doing it live, and he really was.
He was singing.
Oh my gosh,
singing.
I think more than the singing impressed me that he was so on key and so like his music, right? But the dancing is what I was just like.
It's insane.
Is he
have that
still
cardio,
doing that,
bro? 40 plus, having that cardio, singing as well as he sound, and doing that show, it was amazing. But yes, so with the artist that he brought out, so he wow. So Alicia Keys, I mean, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Some people want it all. She didn't start off on the right key. I think she had some people, but that's okay. She regrouped. She got it together. And
kept
I'm floor.
She's one of my high school crushes.
Actually. Oh yeah.
I got her. Don't get me sidetracked.
Oh boy.
I got her first album. Well,
was it
songs in
A minor, right? Yeah.
And I got it from a basketball booster.
What?
Sale thing.
What?
And I bought it so my buddy could get money for the basketball team. And
who was selling it? But who got this? Did somebody purchase the CD, or was it like
I bought it
giveaway
so that they could get money?
Who had it? Who'd you buy it from?
I get the school booster.
Your high school went out and bought Alicia Keys'?
No, some company, I think.
Okay, so it's one of those out of the magazine type of deals. I want to buy this type. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought they just had a, just like
no. But I was like, oh my gosh, Alicia Keys. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it was. I mean, I've been working since I was 15 years old, buddy. I got money.
Yeah. Hey.
And I was like,
I need that in my life. Songs in their mind, baby. Give it to me.
And anyway,
yeah, she's
amazing.
Up there, amazing for sure.
But he was
amazing.
He was a lot of people remarked on how he was kind of a little bit close for comfort.
You're talking about Mr. Steal Your,
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
You know, Mr. Terrorist.
Don't leave your women around Usher,
guys. Talking about the domestic terrorist known as Usher, who's gonna take your girl right in front of you. Yeah, that's a wild boy. I mean, he was grinding he was doing all the grindings, all right? I don't know if I'm mature enough to have my significant other get grinded on national TV in front of billions of people just watching Usher Raymond with his shirt off grinding on my woman.
And he didn't stop. He didn't stop.
Listen, he's a wild boy, all right? Love Usher, but that was wild. So I don't know what Swiss Beats, because at least he's married to Swiss Beats, but
yeah,
I think he's taking the high road. He's a better man than I am, but
I mean, it's all a performance, you know, isn't it?
I guess, you know, until you start locking eyes.
It's not.
My boo. Listen, like, hold on. Listen, we got to fight. No. But that was nice. Then he brought out her. The young lady, she was playing.
She did
guitar.
not disappoint. Her solo was so good.
Did not, and so she went from that "You Got It Bad" solo, and then she went right into what is it? Bad Girls. Yeah, so she went straight into Bad Girls, which was great because that was all her. He didn't even sing. She just that was all her, just playing the guitar, which was great.
I couldn't figure out how these people were moving across the stage so fast at first, and they were on skates. What?
That's part of it, man.
Doggone,
his cardio is dumb. He's singing well, performing, and then he went and put skates on, and now he out here skating, performing, doing choreography, and still singing and sounding amazing. This dude an alien.
I need to throw roller or skating into my regimen.
I guess we need to, man.
Dude,
I'm
for real.
I'll hurt my whole left side, man.
Yeah,
I don't know that skating. Oh boy. Let's look into it. We'll look into it. We'll look into it. All right, yeah, we'll do us a little choreography, and then the song that everybody was waiting for. You got Lil Jon. He's coming out to his song to join him. You got Luda. He's coming
everybody
down.
was.
It's Las Vegas. You have to do like that is a Vegas song. It was in The Hangover. Like The Hangover is Las Vegas. Yeah was a huge song in The Hangover. You have to do Yeah. So just hearing that, and I'm glad he did the whole performance. You have, like I said, Lil Jon came out, did his thing. Luda rapped his verse. And it was absolutely amazing.
I was surprised to see Luda. I'm so glad that he was there in person,
Right.
and not, everybody was there. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah. It was great. It was great. Jermaine Dupri, I don't know what he was wearing. It was weird, but these Louis Vuitton socks. I spent this much money. Man, those look like socks that my little sister used to wear back when we used to go to church on Easter Sunday. Man, it's something with these fluffy socks. So get out of here, man.
With the
I don't
frills and all
care
that.
if you spent $1,000. Them socks need to go in the trash. Don't ever wear them again. That's terrible. All right, terrible, JD. Don't do that, man. But everybody else was on point. Everything was fire. Like I said, I just think the performances were just absolutely amazing. So I think I just feel that where we are these next few years, we're just going to have great musical artists. And the Super Bowl is in New Orleans next year. So, man,
that's going to, wow.
Oh, boy. I'm going to tell you something, man.
Music capital of the world.
Listen, I don't know. The NFL, they probably not going to do it.
They're not ready for what you're about to say.
But I'm saying, if they put Juvenile out there and he put that back that up and they, come on, man. Oh man, that'd be crazy to see. But I'm sure they're not gonna bring Juvenile.
You said back that?
Girl, you looks good. Won't you back that? Back that ass up. Come on, boom, 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 boom,
I don't know. But maybe
they ain't ready. They're not ready.
They're not ready.
But we'll see where they go. But I'm sure it'll be nice as well because I mean it just keeps getting better and better and better. So we'll see. I can't wait.
So in the same kind of ways that we get to see somebody from years past, put up an absolutely slam dunk of a performance, I feel like we got kind of the same thing. So last episode we talked about Cat Williams was on Club Shay.
Right.
And here just, I guess it might have been weeks ago now.
Yeah, I think about
last week,
and a half,
something like that.
Yeah.
Monique was on Club Shay, talking about some people that I never thought I would hear out of a comedian's mouth, or anybody that wants to have a successful Showtime career.
Man, talking about everybody, all the big names, right?
So I couldn't place where I knew Monique from personally, and so I just didn't have. I never watched I couldn't remember watching a show or a movie that she was in. Mm-hmm. I just couldn't place it in my head, but I knew when she said she was in comedy, I was like, oh, Queens of Comedy. I've definitely seen her.
Right.
And hilarious.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is how much time she had in Hollywood. She was in TV shows, she was in many TV shows.
Yeah.
And some really popular
So
movie,
I know when she had I think a guest role in this TV show called Moesha that was Brandy's show. And then
Brandy, that's right.
So she was on that show just as a role, and then that got her show, The Parkers. So she had her show.
Right.
I think Candace Vaughn played her daughter. So they had a real successful show.
Yeah.
So I know they're got into syndication and all that stuff, and I think she talked about that in the interview. But that was a pretty big show, and she did some things in movies. She was in Precious. That's where she won the Oscar, an Academy Award for the role that she played there, which was very intense. If you've never seen the movie Precious, it gives you the chill. It gives me the chills just thinking about that role because she played it so well, and it was a not so nice role. She was not a nice person in that movie. So she worked with Lee Daniels, and she's done some things with Tyler Perry and Oprah, and she voiced her. She put her feelings out there and let them be known.
Guys, she really called them out, and she wasn't even talking like. A lot. Okay, I thought.
Hey, she was talking spice.
Hey, I thought, yeah. Yeah, so Monique is calling out Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry about like actual figures that she feels like they owe her for saying that she was difficult to work with,
Right.
and the reason for that was, she thinks, is because they didn't like the spotlight not being on them. At least for part of it, some of it.
Yeah, for some of it, there was that. She stated that it felt that there were possibly some jealousy with certain things of which people were giving her and showing her love versus those others. Also with the contract, she would always bring up, hey, this is what you all paid me to do. I fulfilled this, but now you all want me to do X, Y, and Z. Well, that's not part of the contract. So I'm not just going to do this just, to throw a favor out or just to do this just because, like, either compensate me for this or just understand that I'm not going to do it, which I completely understand. But for someone like myself, like I know I've had to do certain things where I didn't get paid for, and I learned a lot by going through those experiences, and that put me in the good graces of a lot of people, and it actually propelled me and put me in a space to where I probably would not have gotten to without doing those things. So it's like you have to kind of figure out which direction you want to go, and if you make that choice, then you just have to ride that path. So she didn't do the additional screenings. She didn't go overseas and promote the movie that she was in.
The promotions, that was a big one too.
So it was like she didn't do those things because she felt like she needed to be compensated additionally per what was in the contract that she initially signed. So like I said, I understand, I get it, but it's like that's you chose that.
It's the name of the game, really.
You chose that, and unfortunately, it hasn't worked out. Now, I don't feel that it's fair that they said that she was hard to work with, or they said those things to damage her career going forward. And I guess I haven't heard it, but a lot of people have. She has a recording of Tyler Perry, right? So they had a phone conversation. There's supposedly a recording of the conversation she had with Tyler, and Tyler Perry is stating that he was in the wrong, that he did make up some lies, fabricate some things, and that he was sorry for that. That's pretty wild, That's pretty wild, and I think that could. It's like I just don't know how to feel about that. If you have this recording and these people are in these high power positions, and what do you do with that? Do you big? I don't want to say big, but do you continue to voice these things to those people? Do you continue to out them, or do you try to get into a place where you all can have a closed door conversation? And how do we rectify this? How do we get past this type of a thing? Because I said it before, I'm solutions based, so I'm looking at it now as, so what's the solution?
Right.
What's the solution?
Yeah, especially after you hear the whole spiel, and it's like, and she's very detailed on what she did, and she's bringing the facts, and she's got receipts. However, it's like, yeah, so how do we move forward from here? Because a lot of what you're talking about is old news, old stuff.
It's old stuff, and I know it's hurt, and I know it hurts you. I know it hurt your family, and you didn't get the roles and possibly the monetary gain that you thought that you would get after winning the Oscar. But we are here now. How do we get you to a place to where you've been, your wrongs have been written, their wrongs have been written, and people can grow together, and we can get to these places. So I don't know, I'm just indifferent about the whole thing. Like I said, I hope they all win. I want them all to win, and I hope that at some point in time, like I said, they can get to a place to where they can be behind closed doors, hash out whatever it is they need to hash out, and get on one accord to just be better. So that's all I'm putting out in the atmosphere for that.
And persevering is as she's gone through her career, it sounded like it took a lot of perseverance to get through that kind of thing.
Big time.
And I've seen people have to go through some pretty difficult stuff to get to where they're at now.
Absolutely.
And one of those people is you.
Man, I've had to go through a lot for sure. I think I've shared with you all when I was getting out of mortuary college and taking tests and, I just wasn't the best person at taking tests. The test taking, I would, clam up and overthink things, and it was just a tough time for me. I failed my funeral director's arts exam 9 times. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times I failed that exam. And I wanted to quit so many times, but I just knew within that this was what I was supposed to do. And I buckled down. I took some time off of work, did some studying, went and took it that last time, and I passed it. And it was one of the greatest feelings next to, my children being born, that was one of the greatest feelings I'd ever had within, because it was, okay, you stuck it out. You continued on your path of what you knew within that you were supposed to do. You didn't listen to people who were telling you that you were only going to be this, you're only going to be this, you're never going to grow and be the person that you want to be. And thankful that I was able to persevere, and I'm on the journey of striving towards the success now. So yes, that's a great thing for me.
That's beautiful.
So thank you, man. Thank you. Any stories of perseverance that you have
None
that you can share? All right, man. We'll just call it that and let it go.
No, I have. I'm actually kind of the same way in a lot of ways, and I'm terrible at probably any kind of schooling. My short-term memory is pretty bad, and so when I really have to kind of like drill things into my memory, and I've got to do special things to where it sticks. I haven't. I've supposedly I have ADD, and so it takes a special combination of things for me to really pay attention to what I'm doing and not feel like I need to go do something else.
Yeah.
Or like really easily get distracted, even on like I'm reading a story and I've got to answer questions, and then I start thinking about, well, why did this happen in the story instead of this? And then I'm thinking on it, and then that can easily happen. It's crazy.
3 to 5 minutes, you're off into a whole different thing, and you forgot.
When I was a kid, I really kind of was in the slower side of learners. Anyway, so that being said, it's kind of amazing that I'm at where I'm at. I've done a lot of things in my life work-wise, and it's surprising that I've got licenses through the FAA through being a pilot of small aircraft, so like a drone pilot.
Talk that talk, Paul. Hey, talk that talk, Paul.
I've got a license from the Realtors Association. So
talk that talk, Paul.
I tried to get some other things, but didn't have the perseverance to finish those or the money.
Just I was gonna say it's probably just time and compensation. That's all. So
yeah,
but you could.
But I could. You could. I could go
big
back.
Time. Absolutely, because you have it within.
Somebody I keep hearing, over and over again, and this is something that you and I have talked about on more than one occasion, but Shane Gillis has really put in the time, and I'm surprised to see him around just because of how canceled he was.
That's why, the whole cancel culture, it always was a small group of individuals just having the ability to make the most noise. Yeah. And that's where things get shifted to where we start to think that, okay, we all should counsel this person because that's what we're hearing. That's what we're hearing. Not even knowing exactly what it was that happened to this person that they are being counseled. So with Shane, I believe it was in 2019, young comic, and he went out for SNL, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And he did the auditions, the whole deal, and they selected him to be one of the cast members going into that new season.
Big deal.
Huge deal, man. It's a lot of people. I mean, the roster of all comedians, actors who started at SNL, who've had great careers, great lives, and done a lot of different things. So this was going to be something that was going to propel him into a stardom of greatness for sure. Before he could even start, they found an old podcast that he was on, and he made a reference to, I believe, a Asian saying or whatever it was. I don't want to get all into that, but they said that it was, it was offensive and all of this stuff. And so they took the Saturday Night Live from him. He wasn't able to tour because his tickets just weren't selling at that time at some of the clubs. So he just, pretty much took a step back. He started hanging out more in California, kind of linked up with Joe Rogan, and put a podcast out of his own. And he just built it from the ground up. And next weekend, Shane Gillis is going to be the host at Saturday Night Live.
Amazing.
Like in less than 4 years, he was fired, let go.
Super canceled.
Just radioactive. They were just calling him everything. And now this guy is about to be the host of Saturday Night Live. I cannot wait to see it. I can't wait to see it, man.
He's so funny,
insane.
Dude. He is.
He is hilarious.
You can't deny his talent. And, obviously they saw it before. And, as a TV show, there's so many things that you got to consider.
Big time, yeah. Advertisers, sponsors, you have the board, and people with all different hands. Like we said, there's so many different players and different things. So, yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't Lorne Michaels' call, because I know Lorne Michaels, who's over Saturday Night Live, has been there ever since day one. He really wanted to keep Shane, and he was fighting for Shane, but the president and the CEO of the company, they were just like, no, let him go. He has to go.
We're not going to get canceled.
So NBC let him go, man, and that was tough for him. But that's perseverance. That's seeing perseverance right in front of us. A guy who knew that he was supposed to be a comedian. He could have said, "I'm out." Could have gone back to his hometown and been a coal miner, or been selling, at the Piggly Wiggly milk and produce or whatever,
100%.
He could have just fell off the face of the earth, man, with all the vitriol that he was receiving from people. But he is actually going to walk into his possible should have been place of employment, and he's going to be the star of the evening.
The star.
If that's not a win, if that doesn't get you pumped up, I mean, I don't know what else could, man. That's just, like I said, perseverance right in front of us.
Amazing.
Man. Amazing. And also, side note, it's being discussed that he's going to be one of the, spokesman, brand people, whatever. He's going to be a part of the brand with Bud Light. And as we know, Bud Light, they had that controversy with, I believe, Dylan
Mulvaney.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. Dylan Mulvaney. And it was the transgender deal. It was an uproar, and Bud Light lost a lot of sales and all that whole thing that happened. But now you got Shane, who is all American everything, Mr. Comedian, who's beloved by so many different people, as being a brand ambassador. And I'm pretty sure Bud Light is about to see a spike, and I feel like they're gonna win from this. So I think that was a great move by Bud Light to see. And like I said, Shane is winning, man. Shane is winning big time.
Shane is winning, and I've been watching him grow over the last couple of years, and because I keep up with Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's kept him pretty close, to really kind of ramp up his thing,
big time.
And so I've just been kind of paying attention to him, and he is so funny. Something what really got me at first about Shane was his ability to make fun of the political system.
Oh man.
He really made fun of, even though I think he kind of is a supporter of Donald Trump, or Republican, whatever it is, in a way. I think that he made fun of it so hard.
Listen, everybody gonna get these jokes.
I know.
And he gave
it. It was so sick.
Gave it, man.
And,
oh boy.
I loved it. And he got me hooked from there. So, however you feel you are, like whatever identity you carry, you kind of like looking for other things that like kind of fit your mold, that the way that you look at the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of those ways that I look at the world is like, my political affiliation, which is like, kind of conservative, but not like too serious about it type of thing. Because I have been serious about it, or I have been, I don't know, snobbish, I guess, or I don't know what the right word is exactly, but I have been way more than I have been now. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I've been way more right.
I'm grasping. I'm trying to.
I'm way more center now than I have ever been, probably.
Okay. Not as far leaning
right
towards the political system of where you are. You're more in the middle.
Yeah, I'm more in the middle now. I feel like some of the things that he's kind of like right there. And I believe that I'm always looking for comedy.
Yes.
That is not like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about going to get gender reassignment surgery or something like that. And it's like, that's not funny.
I just don't get
to
it.
me.
The clapping comedy, that whole deal. Like somebody says, I'm never. No, I don't get it. No, that's not comedy, guys. Like if you want to hear a TED Talk, go to a TED Talk. That's cool, but
right.
Don't make my comedy TED Talks. I want to laugh at stuff. That's what I want to do. So
yeah, I feel like anyway.
Yeah.
It's his comedy is refreshing, just like a lot of other ones that are slowly but surely kind of getting weeded out and then boosted up,
right.
because he's going up there and like a rising tide lifts all ships. I think that hopefully we can get some of that momentum going, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, all the different people just kind of rising up. And I love to see that. Same thing with Dave Chappelle. I feel like, he just left. And then when he came back, it was like, oh my gosh, we couldn't believe that we made it without you.
Right. Very refreshing to have him back. It was amazing.
My gosh. Yeah. And even now his stuff is just killing.
He's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, that perseverance, man, like I said, if, no matter where you are, who you are, what you're doing in life, we all go through hard times and tough times, and you may be, the black sheep of your family right now. But the great thing about life is that you don't have to always be the black sheep of your family. You can just continue to stay in that place where you are, or you can wake up tomorrow and, hey, we're going to write a new day. We're going to write a new story. This is a new day for us. And you get on a path to where you love who you are, and you reach the goals that you want, and you don't forget your goals and your dreams. You continue working on those no matter what roadblocks or obstacles are, coming your way. So just keep striving, y'all. That's something that I just live by. Just continuing to strive, continue to reach greatness, and just know that if you're in a tough time, that you can pull yourself out of it. You don't have to play the victim. You don't have to woe is me, but you can get up, keep fighting, get yourself out of that hole that you're in, keep pushing, and reach that greatness that's within you. I think it's within us all. So
truer words have never been spoken, buddy.
Hey, we try, man. We try. But also, unfortunately, before we get out of here, we also want to just give our thoughts to the people in Kansas City who were at the parade. Unfortunately, I believe that there was one person who passed away. There was a shooting that happened at the parade. Over 20 people were injured, but there was someone who passed away. And I believe they're saying that some kids, some juveniles who actually were the shooters out there. So, I mean, these kids' lives are changed. These kids, their lives are changed, completely changed from a terrible mistake that they made. And these families who I know are probably going to have PTSD for a very, very long time. Their lives will change as well. And the lady who passed away, her family is going to have to do something that I'm sure they didn't think they were going to have to do, and it's bury a loved one at a young age. So our thoughts and prayers are out to the people in Kansas City for sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I just one other note here. Over half of the people that were injured were less than 16. Yeah, I know
it's tough. It's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. You know,
let's just not make this a political thing, guys.
Yeah.
Let's just.
Hey, it was a bad thing that happened. Bad things happen in life, and we know that. But just give your thoughts to the families who were hurt by this tragic situation. And if you pray for them.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to send them good vibes, just send them good vibes and try to just uplift. And let's not look at all the craziness where some people are taking that.
Yeah.
Be better than that.
Let's be better. Wow.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, that's all I've got, Ray.
Well, I mean, it's always a pleasure to sit here with you, my friend, and just get that perspective from you. We are always glad to come here and talk with you all and have you all continue on this journey with us. It's been great, and as we continue to say, we have so many great things and so many great people lined up that are going to be a part of this with us. But if this is your first time seeing us, if you don't mind, please hit the like button. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube. We're on Spotify and all other listening platforms as well. We're on social media. We have Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. If there's anything that you all would like to see on the show, always send us some information. We're always looking. And if you have anything that you want to comment on, anything that we spoke about today, do you have a story of perseverance, a tough time that you went through? We're always reading and listening and wanting to know more about you all as well. So
100%.
Drop us a line if you have something that you would like to say. But this is the No Color Thick Skin podcast. Just two guys just having a good time and going on a journey and sharing our lives with y'all. So I'm Ray. This is my buddy Paul. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
I guess.